Hey there, welcome back to another Joe Fitness at Home workout. Today we're going to do a swap workout. The way these swap workouts work is you have 1 minute on each station. You're gonna do 1 minute on the top part of the board and 1 minute on the bottom part of the board, and you're gonna alternate those two stations 3 times. So we'll do a minute on top, minute on bottom, minute on top, minute on bottom, minute on top, minute on bottom. Then today, since these are a little bit shorter sets, there's only a 30-second break in between these, in between each board. But we're gonna do 4 boards today. So the sets move really fast, they're really short. They're only about 6 minutes, but you only get a 30-second break in between. We're gonna do 4 boards with the finisher at the end, and you got yourself a great workout. Let's take a look at the first board. You got push press. You're gonna start that dumbbell on your shoulder. Make sure you're launching that dumbbell above your head. You're gonna do 10 on each side. Then you got that 1 arm row. Again, put that elbow on your knee, pulling that dumbbell straight back. You're gonna do 5 on each side. Then you got that Russian press up, sitting on your butt, leaning back halfway, pressing that weight off your chest. You're gonna do that for the rest of station number 1. Then on the bottom part, you're gonna do a crunch with the dumbbell. When you're doing these, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hold that dumbbell straight out in front of you, pulling your shoulders off the ground. Doing 15 of those. That's gonna take a little while, so don't take your time on those. You gotta move through those pretty quickly. Then you got Russian twists. Again, holding that dumbbell, twisting side to side. Then you got the L-sit overhead press. So you're sitting on your butt, legs straight out in front of you, toes pointed up, holding that dumbbell on your shoulders or on your chest, pressing straight above your head, doing that for the rest of that. Again, you're gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you get 30-second rest, and then we're gonna move on to the next board. Got it? Good. Let's get started. All right, starting with that push. Put that dumbbell up on your shoulder, launch it off your shoulder. Use your legs and hips as much as you can when you're doing these push presses. You're gonna do 10 on each side with those. Again, as you're looking at these exercises, kind of pacing them out, there's 3 exercises per set, so that gives you an idea as time-wise how much each one should take. Push presses might take a little bit longer, but once you get to those 1-arm rows, again, it should take you probably about 20 seconds for each exercise when you're pacing these out. So if you have a weight that you find that's slowing you down, taking you longer than 20 seconds each, go ahead and grab a lighter weight or have it ready so that you could swap it out. So get those 1-arm rows done, then you got those Russian press-ups. Again, sitting on your butt, leaning back halfway, put that dumbbell up on your chest, pressing that dumbbell off your chest every time. Make sure you're locking those elbows out. Doing that for the rest of the minute here, 5 seconds. Nice work, bottom part of the board. Now you get those crunches, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hold that dumbbell in front of you, get those shoulders off the ground each time. Doing 15 of those. Again, 15 crunches might take you a little longer than 20 seconds, but that's okay. The Russian twists won't take that long. All right, get to those Russian twists, holding that dumbbell 2 hands, twisting side to side. Count these out. So you got 1, 2, 3. Every time you twist is 1. So you have 10 of those. Then you got that L-sit overhead press. So sitting on your butt, legs straight out in front of you. Your feet should be together, toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Try to straighten those legs out as much as you can. Put that dumbbell on your chest, pressing that dumbbell straight above your head. Doing that for the rest of the time. You got 10 seconds. Keep going, you got 3 seconds, go all the way to the end. Nice work, back to the top, push press, 10 on each side. This is kind of an evil setup here. You got that L-sit overhead press and then you stand up to a push press. Lots of overhead work today. That's okay, you're tough, you got this. 10 push presses on each side, keep pushing through. Then get to those 1-arm rows, holding that dumbbell with 1 hand, pulling that dumbbell back, squeeze that back together. When you do these 1-arm rows, again, put that elbow on that knee, pulling straight back. Squeezing your back every time you do that 1-arm row, 5 on each side. Then you got those Russian press-ups, sitting on your butt, leaning back halfway, pressing those weights out in front of you. Lock those elbows out every single time. 10 seconds, keep going. Nice work, crunches with those dumbbells, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Just get your shoulders off the ground when you're doing these crunches. You don't have to do a full sit-up. The mistake that people make with these is like they sit all the way up to the point where their lower back is off the ground. All you have to do is lift the top of your shoulders off the ground. Even roll up your shoulder blades off the ground a little bit, but that's about it. It's a really short, compact movement. When you're doing these, draw your belly button into your spine, nice tight tummy. And then you got Russian twists, 10 of those, shouldn't take too long. Lean back halfway, twisting side to side, holding that weight with 2 hands. And then you got that L-sit overhead press. These start to get challenging. I know when we did this class live in the studio here, it was hard. L-sit, put those legs straight up in front of you, toes pointed up, hold that dumbbell up on your shoulders, pressing straight over your head. Nice work. Now the worst part, one more round. Standing up, push press. Use those legs, those shoulders getting tired, so use those legs as much as you can. Drive those hips up. You should be coming up to your toes every single time. 10 on each arm. Lock that elbow out. I know it's getting tired, but push that elbow all the way up every single time. You're gonna do 10 on each side. And then you got those one-arm rows. Again, don't get lazy with those. Let those arms straighten out every single time. Pull that dumbbell back, squeeze that back every single time you're doing a one-arm row. And then get to those Russian press-ups, sitting on your butt, leaning back halfway, pressing that weight off your chest. Lock those elbows out every single time. Get as many reps as possible in the 10 seconds you have left. Keep going. 5 seconds. Nice work. Bottom part, one more time. Crunches with the dumbbell on your back, knees bent. Push that dumbbell off. You're gonna push the dumbbell straight up towards the ceiling, okay? And make sure you're not pushing the dumbbell towards your knees. Lock those elbows out in front of you. Again, just getting your shoulders off the ground. You don't have to do a full sit-up every single time with these. These are a short, compact movement. 15 of those, then you got those Russian twists. "25 seconds, get to those L-sit overhead presses one more time. Again, sitting on your butt, legs straight out in front of you. Put your feet together. I want your feet together, toes pointed up towards the ceiling, pressing that weight straight off your chest every time. Lock those elbows out above your head. 5 seconds, keep going. Nice work. Catch your breath, grab some water. I will swap the boards out and be back in a second. All right, here is your next boards. Chest press, skull crushers, kneeling overhead press. You're gonna be on your knees, pressing that weight over your head. Then on the bottom, you got snatches. You're gonna alternate sides. Single leg deadlifts, upright rows. Hopefully you looked at these ahead of time so you know what's coming, because 30 seconds goes really fast in between these sets. All right, on your back, chest press. Go forward, pressing that weight straight off. Bring that elbow down to the ground every single time, getting 10 on each side. Do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. And then you got those skull crushers. You're gonna hold that dumbbell on the outside of the dumbbell, or on the outsides. You're gonna pull that dumbbell behind your head again, and then bring it out in front of you. Do not pull the dumbbell on your head. That's not the way the skull crushers work. It's an awful name for the exercise, but lying tricep extension just sounds weird too, so whatever. Then you have that kneeling overhead press. You're on your knees, you're just like you're doing that L-sit press. Again, you're doing that overhead press thing, but you're on your knees, pressing all the way up. Lock those elbows out every single time. Do as many as you can. You have another 7 seconds. Nice work, snatches. Start that dumbbell on the ground. One movement all the way up, set it down, switch hands. You got 10 of those. When you're starting that snatch, again, start that dumbbell on the ground, but your butt should be down, chest up. Make sure you're not leaning forward when you start these. You should start in kind of a semi-squatted position, chest up, facing the wall. 10 of those. Then you got those single leg deadlifts. Mistake that people make with these all the time is they don't stand up in between the sets. Don't do that. Don't be that person. I don't like that. You're gonna go all the way down, stand up tall, switch sides. Holding that dumbbell with 2 hands, alternating sides, 8 of those. And then you have that upright row. You're gonna hold that dumbbell with 2 hands, just like you did the skull crushers, and you're gonna pull it up. The key with this one is keep those elbows up high when you're doing these, okay? So you're just gonna keep pulling those up, doing as many as you can in 5 seconds. Nice work, 1 round down, 2 to go. Chest press on your back, pressing that weight straight out in front of you. Again, bring that elbow down to the ground and then press it back in. Lock that elbow out every single time, 10 on each arm. And then you have those skull crushers. Remember, when you're doing those skull crushers, you're pulling that dumbbell behind your head. You're laying on your back. You're pulling that dumbbell behind your head, pushing it, bringing it out in front of you. You're not pulling it on top of your head. There should be no skull crushing with this exercise. 10 of those. And then get to that kneeling overhead press. You're on your knees, starting that dumbbell on your chest, pressing that straight above your head. Lock those elbows out every single time you're doing that kneeling overhead press. 5 seconds. Nice work, snatches. Start that dumbbell on the ground, 1 movement, explode up. Again, a snatch is a power movement, so you're using all of your body. It's just not an arm movement, okay? Start that dumbbell on the ground. 1 movement all the way up, set it down, switch hands. 10 of those, alternating sides. Then you got those single leg deadlifts. Again, stand up tall every time you do those single leg deadlifts. Eight single leg deadlifts. Then you have those upright rows. When you're done with those, when you get to those upright rows, again, pull that dumbbell up, hold it with 2 hands, keep those elbows up high. 10 of those. I know that's feeling, we're doing a lot of shoulder work today. I know, I understand. I did this workout, it's tough. Keep going. Chest press, 1 more time on your back, pressing that weight out in front of you, 10 on each side. Then you have those skull crushers, pulling that dumbbell behind you, holding that dumbbell 2 hands, pulling it behind your head, back up in front of you. 10 of those. And then you have that kneeling overhead press on your knees, start that dumbbell on your chest, pressing that weight above your head. Lock those elbows out every single time, bring it down to your chest. Doing as many as you can, 10 seconds. Go all the way to the end. Hey, last part of this board, doing a snatch, starting the dumbbell on the ground, all the way up, set the dumbbell down, switch hands. 10 of those, alternate sides. Then you have those single leg deadlifts. I know you're starting to get tired, but make sure you're standing up every single time, alternating legs. Keep that leg straight. There should be a straight line from your shoulders down to your heels. Letting it pull in your hamstrings, the back part of your leg. You got this. 19 seconds. Let's get to those upright rows. Hold that dumbbell with 2 hands, pulling that dumbbell up high. Keep those elbows up. 10 seconds. Go all the way to the end. You got this too. 1 30-second rest. Catch your breath, grab some water. I will be back in a second with a new board. All right, here is your next board. You got air squats, reverse lunges, hip lifts, heel touches, leg presses, toe touches, whole bunch of new exercises. Hopefully, again, you looked at these beforehand, so you know what you're doing, but hey, if you're winging it, you're winging it. Whatever, we'll figure this out. You got 3 rounds, right? By the 3rd round, you should be pretty good at these. All right, we got 5 and 6. Let's do this. Starting with air squats. Get your butt down below your knees, 10 of those. Stand up straight every single time. I find when people do an air squats quickly, they don't stand up all the way. Lock those hips out every single time you do an air squat. Get your butt down. When you get 10 of those, then you get reverse lunges, just lunging backwards, stepping backwards, try to touch your knee on the mat or the ground. 10 of those, alternate sides. Don't like whack your knee on the ground. I've seen people do that too. That does not feel good. Just gently tap your little knee on the ground and you'll be okay. And then you have those hip lifts for the rest of the time. Again, when you're pacing these exercises out, each one should take about 20 seconds or so. Hip lifts, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Push your hips off the ground. It really does help to keep your head up, kind of looking between your knees. Helps flatten your lower back and kind of which can cause some, if you don't lift your head up, you can have lower back issues. Ugh, long story short, lift your head up. All right, heel touches, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Same thing as a hip lift, but you're gonna slide side to side, touching those heels. Keep your shoulders off the ground when you're doing these. If you have a hard time touching your heels, go ahead and slide your heel a little closer to your butt. Should have no problem touching your heels for these. You got 20 of those, and then you have a leg press, okay? Leg press is just like a hip lift. It's basically a one-legged hip lift. One foot on the floor, knee bent, and the foot flat on the floor, other foot up in the air, push your hips off the ground. Imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling with your foot. That's what you're trying to do. You're gonna do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Squeeze your glute every single time you do a leg press, 5 on each side. And then you got those toe touches. You're laying on your back, arms and legs straight, reaching across your body, trying to touch that toe. Doing that for the rest of the time. 5 seconds, keep going. Nice work, back to the top, air squats. Again, get your butt down below your knees, stand up straight every single time, 10 of those. And then get those reverse lunges when you're all done with your air squats, touch your knee on the mat. And then you have those hip lifts for the rest of the time when you're done with those lunges. Again, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Keep your head off the ground. It really does help your lower back flatten out. And now focus a little more time on your hips or on your glutes. Drive your hips off the ground. Squeeze those glutes together. It's like imagine you're pinching a penny between your butt cheeks. That's the best cue I can give you when I say squeeze your glutes. Push up, squeeze those glutes together. Nice work. Heel touches, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, rocking side to side, get those shoulders off the ground. 20 of those alternating sides, and then you got a leg press. Leg press, 5 on each side for those. One foot on the floor, other foot up in the air, push your hips off the ground. Imagine you're trying to touch your foot on the ceiling when you're doing these leg presses, 5 on each side. And then you got those toe touches. Again, arms and legs straight, reaching across your body, trying to touch your toe, getting your shoulders off the ground for these. The hard part with the toe touches is keeping your legs straight. I know it's easy to bend those knees and kind of like reach, just make it easier to reach for your toe. Try to keep those legs straight. That's the challenge I have for you today. 5 seconds, keep going. Nice work, air squats. One more time. Get that butt down below your knees. Stand up straight every single time. 10 of those. And then you got the reverse lunges after your air squats. Again, lunging backwards. Touch your knee on the ground. Alternate sides. "30 seconds, keep going. Get to those hip lifts, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, push your hips off the ground. Squeeze those glutes. "15 seconds, keep going. "5 seconds, go all the way to the end. Nice work. On the bottom part, one more time. Heel touches, rocking side to side. Keep those shoulders up. 20 of those. Once you get those heel touches done, you got leg presses. One foot on the floor, other foot up in the air. Push your hips off the ground. Again, you're trying to touch your foot on the ceiling. That's the cue that I want to give you. Squeeze those glutes every single time you do a leg press. 5 on each side. And then you have those toe touches for the rest of the time, laying on your back, arms and legs straight, reaching across your body, alternating sides. Ten seconds, keep going. Nice work, 30 seconds rest. Catch your breath, grab some water. I'll be back in a second. All right, here is the last board. Front squats, sumo deadlifts, overhead triceps, ski hops, cherry pickers, leg raises. Again, I hope you looked at these before to know what they are, because these 30-second rests go really fast. Again, this is the last board. Let's start with those front squats. You're gonna get that dumbbell up on your chest, squat down. Again, try to get your butt down below your knees. If you have a medicine ball, go ahead and touch your butt on the medicine ball. If you want, go for it. Dumbbell on your chest, squatting down, standing up straight. 10 of those. When you get all 10 of those front squats, you get those sumo deadlifts. Sumo deadlift, just a wider stance, toes kind of flared out to the side, hinging forward, keeping those legs straight. Knees should be straightish, but not locked out when you're doing these. Just let it pull on the back of your hamstrings, holding that dumbbell with 2 hands, hinging forward, keep that back straight. When you get 10 of those sumo deadlifts, don't rush through those too quickly. And then you have those overhead tricep extension. Hold that dumbbell behind your head, doing a tricep extension. Doing that for the rest of the time, which is 10 seconds. Keep going. Nice work, ski hops. Hopping side to side over the mat. Touch the floor with both hands. Keep your feet together when you're doing these ski hops. 10 of those, shouldn't take you too long. Then you got cherry pickers laying on your back, legs straight up in the air. You're gonna reach back, touch the floor, reach up, touch your opposite foot, alternate sides, 20 of those cherry pickers. And then you have leg raises, laying on your back. You can put your hands underneath your butt if you want, or out to the side. Just lifting your legs up, legs down. The key with these ones, keep your head off the ground, keep that tummy tight, keep your tummy engaged or your abs engaged is the cue I should be giving you, okay? Keep those tummies nice and tight, legs up, legs down, not swinging those legs too much. Go all the way to the end, 2, 1, good job. Front squats, grab that weight, standing up, holding that weight out in front of you, squatting down, get your butt down. 10 of those. And then you got those sumo deadlifts, wide stance, toes flared out to the side, hinging forward, keeping those legs straight. And then you have that overhead tricep extension, holding that dumbbell behind your head, doing a full extension above your head. You got that. Lock those elbows out every single time. 5 seconds, keep going. Nice work, ski hops, hopping side to side over that mat. Keep those feet together. Do not sidestep over the mat. Make sure you're hopping over the mat with both feet, keeping your feet together. Touch the floor with both hands, butt down, chest up. By now, you should be done with those. Cherry pickers on your back, legs up in the air, reach back, touch the floor, reach up, touch your opposite foot. Alternating sides, 20 of those. And then you have leg raises for the rest of the time on your back. Hands can be underneath your butt, lifting those legs up, legs down. Again, keep your head off the ground. That really helps keeping your tummy tight. Pull that belly button into your spine. Nice tight abs when you're doing these. Not swinging your legs up and down. Nice slow controlled movement. Keep going, 5 seconds. Nice work. One more round, front squats, let's go. Put that dumbbell up in your chest, squatting down, get your butt down below your knees, stand up straight every single time, 10 of those. And then you have sumo deadlifts, 10 of those, wide stance, flare those toes out to the side, letting the keep your legs straight, hinging forward, keeping that back straight, letting it pull in your hamstrings, the back of your leg, 10 of those. Take your time with these sumo deadlifts, you get plenty of time. You don't want to be doing overhead tricep extensions for 30 seconds. When you do get done with those sumo deadlifts, then you got those overhead tricep extensions. Again, holding that dumbbell behind your head, full extension above your head. You got this. Doing that for the rest of the time. 10 seconds. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Ski hops. Hopping side to side. 10 of those. Touching the floor. Keep your chest down, or chest up, butt down. Touching the floor with both hands. 10 of those. And you got those cherry pickers one more time on your back. Legs straight up in the air. Try to straighten those legs out. I know those legs are getting heavy from all the squats, but try to straighten those out, reach back, touch the floor, reach across, touch that opposite foot, keep those legs up in the air. You got this, 30 seconds. All right, 20 seconds. Get to those leg raises. Again, hands can be underneath your butt or out to the side, lifting those legs up, legs down. Keep your head up, tummy tight. Go all the way to the end. Nice work. Hey, I'm gonna swap the boards out. I'm gonna put a finisher up on the board. It's gonna be a rockin' finisher. And then you're all done with your swap workout. I'll be back in a second. All right, here is your finisher. You have 30 frog hops. You can do these inside, outside, whatever. Just, if you do these frog hops inside, just remember, I want you hopping forward over the mat and backwards over the mat. You don't have to hop forward and like turn around, hop back. Just hop forward and hop back. Make sure you're touching the floor with both hands each time. You're going to keep your butt down, chest up. 30 of those. If you do these outside, well, that's fun. You know, I'm sure you have some fun neighbors. They're wondering what you're doing. So, speaking of bragging to your neighbors about your workout, if you do this workout and you want to brag about it on social media, which you should because you just rocked an awesome workout, like the swap workout, like I'm sure you're super sweaty. Brag about it on social media. Use joefitness at home, hashtag joefitness at home. You can check into us on Facebook if you want, or you could check in on Twitter or Instagram. Like I'm on all the grams. So, hey, good job today. Let me know in the comments below how you did. Give me a big thumbs up if you did this workout, and I will see you next time.